It's Friday, September 27th. I'm Adam Walsh, and this is The Signal, and we are live from Bay de Verde Brewing Company. It's another out and about show, folks. Today, small business focus, but we're also going to chat some community history, and of course, the road ahead for this community, like others we talk to, for thriving. All right, so here we go. Second day out and about on the road. And folks, we've done shows from Happy Valley Goose Bay, Bonavista, Greens Pond, the Colony of Avalon, the Port of Argentia, Miaupukek First Nation, Gander a bunch of times, Flat Bay, Lewisport, Twillingate, yesterday Old Perlican, and today Bay de Verde. So very happy to be here, especially literally the place where we are at the brewing company. Come on up, Reg, let's have a chat. Tell us about...
Hey Adam.
How you doing?
Welcome to Bay de Verde. Welcome to Bay de Verde Brewing.
Reg Gervais, thank you so much. Was it a year?
It was a year in June.
A year in June?
Yes.
You did it. You made it through your first year.
We bucked the odds, yes.
Yeah.
We made it the year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's that been like?
Hectic.
Yeah.
An incredible learning experience.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how hard I could actually work and how many hours I could put in.
Yeah, apparently breweries take a lot of work from what I've heard from people.
Yes, and surprisingly enough, it's more time cleaning than it is brewing. So, Kim is the brewer.
Yeah.
My wife Kim is the brewer.
Yeah.
Because I can't do chemistry very well. So she brews it. Jeff and I clean, and you notice there's two of us and one of her. So
Yeah.
we spend a lot of time cleaning.
A lot of time cleaning.
Yes.
All right. Tell us about the origin story for how and the why for like just picking this spot and how it got started.
Well, okay. Well, the origin of this goes back a few years now. When we moved here in 2015 from Winnipeg. Kim's family's from here, and we'd been coming here for years on vacation and always knew that we'd somehow end up in Bay de Verde. And finally we did that. And then we got here and realized that we wanted to have something to do while we were here. We looked around at different things that we could do. We sort of wanted to be involved in the tourism industry.
Yeah.
We looked at various things, restaurants, bed and breakfast type of things. And when we started looking at craft breweries around the province and realizing that you can put a craft brewery in a small outport community and be successful. So we started investigating that, and Kim studied brewing and started making beer at home, and then we just decided we would go ahead and do it. So,
wow.
We had converted the old salt box house that was here, that we lived in, into the brewery and added the tap room on, and so here we are.
So do you recommend converting your home into a brewery? Like this is, because I got to talk to my wife when I go home. This is a big conversation.
Yeah, it's got some pluses and minuses for sure. No, I would recommend building a giant industrial complex with three-phase power and 1-inch water lines and the rest of it. But no, this worked quite well for us.
Through this first year and especially this past summer, what's it been like for the crowd that's been coming in here and the response?
It's been fantastic. The community, the local communities, Old Perlican, Greats Cove, Redhead Cove, Bay de Verde, up and down both shores. People are very supportive. It's called the Bay de Verde Brewing Company. We didn't come up with a fancy name for our brewery. We wanted
Phoenix
it to be
beer or something. No,
exactly.
No.
We wanted it to be the Bay de Verde Brewing Company, so people knew exactly where we were. And the community has embraced that. It's a community brewery. You talk to people here, they talk about going to the brewery.
Right on.
Everybody knows what it is. So,
when I came in, we're set up today. You talked about the turn coming in.
yes.
Tell people about that if they haven't been here.
Well, if you haven't been to Bay de Verde, when you come down, I can't remember the name of the highway, Route 70, is it? Route 70? We're at the end of the road, so there's no place to turn around until you get here. But when you come down through what's called the cut,
Yeah.
and you come down around the corner, and my first reaction when I saw it was, wow.
I thought we were at the end of the road. I was like, because we're driving. I was like, where are we going? And then Pike takes, John Pike was driving, and then he takes the turn, and we loop down through like the rocks on each side, and you're like, oh, this is amazing.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's such a great view.
I don't want to say it's the best kept secret in Newfoundland, but if you haven't been up here, come and experience the wow.
Come experience the wow.
There you go.
What does it take then to keep a business going? Because like tourism season, you get folks coming in, you get community support, but what else do you need to do in order to keep this business going for selling of beer and profits coming in?
Yeah, tourism season ends here just after Labor Day.
Yeah.
Even though there's still lots of tourists around, it drops way off. And it's a challenge through the winter months. One of the things that makes it work here is that we can put beer in cans and sell it across the province.
Right.
So we do that. The other thing we like to do is host community events. We have had trivia nights here. We've had local musicians coming and playing. We've had card tournaments. We're talking about doing more of that this year. We are hoping to still partner with Renee. I know we've talked about this a lot, and having a growler painting night.
Oh, right on.
Your camera's not pointing there, but behind me there's a growler up on the shelf that she painted with a kind of community. Yeah, and so people come in and we'll have a paint your growler night.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, just as much as we can involve things, and yeah.
Excellent. Reg, thanks for the initial chat. I'll check back in with you towards the end of the show.
Yeah, no problem.
And just in case, because you said the bar's open too, right? Just
Yes,
in
it
case,
is.
I'm just plugging that for the folks here in the room.
It's
hey,
yeah, it's
Right?
afternoon, so it's okay.
it's noon somewhere.
Exactly.
Right? We'll go with Newfoundland time, not Labrador time on this one for the rest of the folks listening, for the other listeners. Thanks, Reg. I'm going to bring the mayor up now, Mayor Gerard Murphy. Mayor Murphy, thank you for doing this today. I know you're a busy person and there's lots on the go. Well, first of all, quick question. What does it mean to have like a spot like this brewery in Bay de Verde?
Well, first of all, Adam, welcome.
Thank you, sir. All right, let's get that out of the way.
And to your CBC crew.
John.
Yeah, you're one crew member.
Thank you.
Bay de Verde has traditionally been, of course, tied very deeply to the fishery.
Yeah.
And when you look around, very quickly you will notice that what the main economic driver of this area is.
Yeah, you see the plant.
Often referred to as Big Blue. However, the startups that we've had in the past several years, a brewery, a bakery, a bed and breakfast, it's good to see that the private sector is expanding, and it is expanding in the direction of tourism, which it is very much a bright spot. Rural Newfoundland is currently, I think, as a general statement, on the decline.
Yeah.
Natural decrease is, basically the birth rate is 0. And but we're faced with that demographic factor, which is quite evident in our community as it is now.
What's the population of Bay de Verde?
On a good day, the population of Bay de Verde, it's less than 300.
Okay. Right.
We're somewhere between 250 and 300. That's full-time residents from Bay de Verde.
Yeah.
Of course, right now, at present, we have somewhere in the vicinity of over 200 international workers who are employed with the equivalent operation.
What do you see then as what's needed for the longevity of this community, given the demographic reality?
Well, the demographic reality, that's a variable that I don't think actually has a solution.
Yeah.
Natural decrease will be natural decrease. The aging demographic is widespread within the community. The numbers in our school system are declining very rapidly. Don't really want to paint a negative picture, but it is what it is.
There's the long-term reality, and now, okay, so that's what you just, that's the reality of where things are with demographics. But then we also talked about businesses being created, right? Breweries, folks in the arts, bakeries, that type of a thing. And then yesterday, when I was in Old Perlican, folks were talking to me just about all the cooperation that happens in these communities. So where does Bay de Verde fit in this region for intercommunity cooperation and regional health and prosperity?
Well, we have been making it, quote unquote, as easy as possible
Yeah.
to get involved with the startup.
Yeah.
We've tried to eliminate any red tape that we could possibly eliminate. And of course, we are not overly aggressive in terms of our business tax rate.
So yeah, you're trying to encourage folks, like, if you want to start up a business, we're here for this. Plus, you said there's the tourism bit, you've got the plant down the road, there's some international workers there. I mean, these are the layers that we have to deal with here in Bay de Verde.
Yeah, we're open for business.
Yeah. Okay.
We just need to attract as many as possible, which in turn will, of course, hopefully attract people to come here. I guess if you build it, they will come.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting to see stuff's being built.
It's the prime example right here of the brewery itself.
Yeah.
And would be remiss not to mention the bakery, and
Yeah.
of course the bed and breakfast as two startups, which probably 10, 15 years ago would totally be unheard of.
It's interesting progress, right?
Yes.
So for then you as mayor, when you look at the community, how do you feel?
I've spent 27 years now as involved in municipal politics, most of that time, 26 approximately, as mayor. It's been a struggle.
Yeah.
The initial struggle, of course, being debt and trying to rise above that and eliminate it and get it off the books, which has been done. And I'm pleased to say we're in a very positive position now financially. The challenge, of course, will be to maintain the infrastructure that's in place and to service areas, which are very few that are unserviced, service those areas as quickly as we can, given the finances available.
Mayor Murphy, thanks for the chat.
Not a problem.
All right, so Mayor Gerard Murphy there, you're listening to The Signal live at Bay de Verde Brewing Company. Let's get Courtney Howell up here and her husband Terrence to talk for a bit from 7 Fathom Skincare. Thanks for being back on the show, because last time you were in studio, now this time we came to you.
Yeah, came to Bay de Verde. Yeah.
Right, this is great. Yeah, because we mentioned, I was like, oh, I'd love to come out and see you guys. So tell us then, moving a little bit closer to the mic for both of you, tell us, remind us about your company.
So 7 Fathoms, we incorporated in 2020. We make high bioactive seaweed extracts, and we formulate with them. So we formulate advanced skin care that helps with a lot of things, but ultimately helping build skin barrier and helping people with a lot of skin issues.
And you're doing this at a Great Scope.
We are.
Yep, everything's done in-house.
Yeah. So that, for some people, right, like it might be like, okay, that might be surprising to choose rural Newfoundland to set up. You've both lived in other places before. You're from, is it the States originally?
Louisiana,
Yeah,
yeah.
Louisiana. Lived in South Korea as well. How do you go from all of that to being like, this is where we want to be, this is what we want to be doing, looking at skincare type products and going hard into the sciences around seaweed in Great Cove, Newfoundland?
It's been a 15-year journey.
Yeah.
We started out when we moved to Newfoundland in 2009. We chose Greats Cove. Or Greats Cove chose us. It's just, we chose the place. We had a 6-month-old daughter who's now 15 and working with us and about to get a driver's license or permit or something. I'm a little too nervous to think about that.
I say an extra driver's great.
Yes. And we just went through the process of choosing the place and establishing ourselves from there. And initially, it was through the arts and tourism. And around 2016, seaweed found us. And that is why we're here. We know that that's what our work's about now.
Yeah. And the restaurant was very important in actually building a foundation for some
Yeah.
Fathoms down the road.
Yeah.
And how is business going? Like, how is this moving along so far?
It's good.
Yeah.
7 Fathoms is definitely moving along, and it's been wonderful being a part of an accelerator here in Newfoundland, Balanced Health Innovation, and an incubator out of PEI Emergence, and that's really helped propel what we're doing and help us get connected to the industry that we're moving into. And it's good. We're in a lot of transitions right now. You know, we're transitioning how we operate both businesses, putting a lot more energy and focus on 7 Fathoms, but adapting what we're doing in Greats Cove Co. to reflect and kind of showcase the work that we're doing with seaweed as well. So we're adapting.
So what else do you think is needed for this region to continue to have businesses like yours, breweries, you name it, to bring more prosperity, or to push things down the longevity road when you look at even like some of the demographic challenges here?
I think for us, the journey that we've been through is that we were open to reimagining the environment that we were living in.
Right.
And that's a lot of Terrence, because I mean, it's just who he is and how his mind works to reflect on the world around him.
She's kind.
And it was allowing ourselves to learn the story of seaweed and what role it could have in developing a business, of course, but a role in helping, being a part of what's needed at this point where we are in our communities and our health, and what's available to us.
And I think also for us having the 2 companies gives us flexibility that I don't think we realized it was so essential until now. I think 7 Fathoms is the newest venture, but they really feed off each other, and seaweed has kind of bridged the food side with that science and skin health side. So they kind of breathe together as one now, and that's kind of I think one of the keys to a kind of biologically, a kind of a biodiversity in business in rural areas. It gives you a fallback, gives you strengths and flexibility that is really needed, I think.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, Ben, on the food seaweed side of things, what reactions did you get from it? Because and I will preface this by saying, my wife, and everyone who listens to the show knows this, but she's from South Korea. My in-laws are there. Every day on her birthday, it's a Korean tradition. You make to have seaweed soup, because it's in honor of your mom, because mothers eat seaweed soup after they give birth to South Korea for iron. I know both of you know this. So I do that, and a lot of times the reaction I get on my Instagram from some folks is, ew.
Yes, so we've gotten that.
Yeah.
But this summer we challenged ourselves.
Yeah.
Every person who comes to the restaurant now, we begin things by offering our seaweed vegetable broth.
There you go.
And everyone has tried it. And I preface it, we've been serving it with herbs. Andrew Younghusband in New Melbourne has been growing things that we add to the broth. And when we serve the broth, some people just totally open to it.
Yeah.
Other people, we preface it, I promise you don't taste the seaweed in this. Because we make it with, we wanted to develop something that was approachable. This is about health. For us, it's about getting the bioactive fucoidan in and on the body, which is found in the seaweed that we work with. And everyone's given it a try. And one of my favorite reactions was, serving it, going down. We had a couple of tables. And I went back up to collect the broth and just serve the next course. And one gentleman just said, "This is really good." And he was like, "I'm surprised." And I said, "I was surprised too."
Yeah.
Because it's about trying new things and looking at things differently. And it's actually one of the things we're going to commercialize now.
And also, it is about the flavor of the seaweed. I think it's more about people's expectation of what seaweed is supposed to taste like. And there's over 2,000 varieties. This is just one out of 3 that we use. That's a beautiful umami gem, and that's why we use it.
Yes.
Look, like the seaweed soup that I make, I will put that up for the taste test challenge anytime for folks to be like, it is great, right? Like,
It's so good.
I know I'm making it, but and I look forward to trying your stuff too.
Absolutely.
Guys, thanks for stopping in for the chat.
Yeah, thank
Thanks
you
for the
very much.
opportunity.
Oh, and before I let you, entrepreneurship, you're supposed to add something.
Yes, I just wanted to say our high school Bacaloo Collegiate has this wonderful class, the entrepreneurship program, and they've been wonderful about connecting with area businesses just to learn from how we all go about, developing our own businesses here and what we've learned from. And it's been wonderful to connect with that class twice now, and it's such a wonderful program to have in our high school.
Courtney and Terrence, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, let's, so we had a seaweed conversation. I'd love to have a baking conversation. Let me look around. If only, is Madonna around? Steve kicking around? Steve, you got the bread in the oven or what?
Like all I do, sir.
All right, so give me an introduction for yourselves and your company, if you could. They're looking at each other. Yeah, go ahead.
We're Lenny's Place Bakery.
Yeah.
And we've been established for pretty well 2 months now here in Bay de Verde. She is the boss and head baker. And yeah, that's pretty well it, isn't it?
So 2 months, where'd the idea come from to establish the bakery?
Actually, it all started with us buying Lenny's house. And initially it was going to be a store, and then a bed and breakfast, and then she just has this passion for baking, and just worked along that way. Thought we'd give her a shot, and here we are today.
Are you both from the region, or where are you from?
My family's from here, my mom's side.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Ontario, the mainland.
Okay,
And
right.
been down here 9 years. 9 years a year. She was 13 years in Ontario, and gave her all up. And here we are, right?
So, Madonna, what's the bakery, what's the business been like so far? 2 months open, is it on wheels
It's
or
been
what?
pretty good, yeah.
Yeah?
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. Tell me the story about the pies.
Pies, apple pies.
Yeah.
Oh, they're selling really well.
Yeah? Yeah, Steve, who was it that came in? Was it an American who came in about a bunch or what?
It was an American fella from New York State.
Yeah.
And he basically bought a summer home up there. Very picky about apple pies, told us that. He tried one of hers and ended up buying 15 or 20 of the things while he's down.
Wow.
So,
That's pretty good.
oh, he absolutely loved it.
Yeah. He was like, how was your plan? Oh, the apple pies. Everyone's gonna be like, wait, what? Like,
That's it. We actually had a bushel sent up from Ontario.
yes, but.
Yes, guaranteed, right?
So now what's the, 2 months, like, we're hitting, like, tourism season's done, so what's the outlook for the bakery now for the rest of the year and going through the winter and stuff?
Throughout the winter, probably going to work on more recipes.
Yeah.
We're trying to expand, have a second oven, second mixer coming.
Okay.
And simply because we were overwhelmed.
Wow.
We couldn't keep up initially. Who would think halfway through the summer with no advertisement and open the 29th and on the 30th we were swamped.
Yeah.
Yeah, just local support is phenomenal.
Sounds like there was a real, like, a real good kind of, a lot of potential and want that, like, maybe folks didn't even realize for what you're doing, like to have a local bakery.
Yes. Well, I think locally the people are just tickled pink.
Yeah.
It's to have a bakery, within their area, because we have people coming down the shore or the sands, Old Pelican, Greats Cove,
Yeah, everywhere.
all around the area. coming
Wow.
out. And
Wow.
Basically work on a pre-order basis, but we always have treats available.
All right, so treats. So let me see. I know you're doing
Oh,
bread. I know about the apple pies. Madonna, what else are you making?
Cheesecakes, lemon cheesecakes,
Right.
baked apple cheesecakes, blueberries and raisin buns and
Cookies.
cookies and
Ice cream
ice
cake.
cream cakes.
Ice cream cakes. Everyone's shouting out ice cream cakes. Don't forget the ice cream cakes.
Yeah,
Excellent. And you're enjoying it too.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what time do you wake up in the morning if you're a baker?
Well, I usually down at by 7:30.
Okay.
She's up 5:30 or something, I'm up at 6.
Yeah.
And then I run the youngsters on the bus and then go to the bakery. And there for the day. She keeps an eye on me.
Well, everyone needs to be supervised by someone,
I would say so, yeah.
right? Especially with hot ovens. So you trust them to? She just sometimes. Well, congrats on 2 months, and I look forward. Well, and future congrats on 2
Yeah.
months and 2 months and 2 months and more.
Yeah.
So thank you
Yeah.
so much for coming on the show, guys.
Oh, thank you very much.
Great job, Valdo Coin. Let me see. We're looking around. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. And you?
Good. Good. Tell me about yourself.
I'm born and bred from Bay de Verde. Love this community and all the surrounding communities, and very proud of all the people here and all that they've established.
Yeah.
So thankful that we've got lots of bees on the go in Bay de Verde. We have a beauty salon as well
Excellent.
as the bakery and the brewery and the bed and breakfast. And the artists in this area too really amaze me.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of different art forms. I'm a retired teacher, and a couple of years before I retired, when my children were getting ready to leave the nest, and they kept me more than busy, I figured I needed something to occupy my spare time. So I took up the art of quilting.
Oh, right on.
And thankfully, there was some local ladies here who set up a group. We started as a group of 9, and we're now a group of 25, and we have more people wanting to add on all the time. That's just a group that meets. There are hundreds of quilters in this area on the 2 shores, and we've had great success as a group. It's given us lots of things to do in our spare time. And in 2019, Dina Riggs and Mary Lou Riggs, along with another group of people, decided that we should have some festivals in the area.
Yeah,
so
makes
we
sense.
had a festival on the wharf, and then we had a quilt festival, and then they had a dinner and a dance. Of course, we all know what happened in 2020,
Yeah.
but the quilt festival has continued, and it has been thriving. And I give great credit to CBC, Land and Sea, Jane 80, and the crew that came out here last year and did a show for us. We had people from all across Canada come here this year and plan their vacation to come to the quilt festival to buy quilts because of the Land and Sea episode.
I mean, they are rock stars.
We can't thank them enough, and we can't thank everyone enough for supporting all the local quilters and the artists in the area. This year as well, we had a Crafters Alley that joined on board, and that kind of just happened. It was 1 or 2 people going to get together, and the next thing there was 17, I think? Or 18 stations set up. And people were, oh my, is this going to take away from this? And I said, no, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
And it was. This place was buzzing on the 17th and 18th of August, and it was just a real good, comfortable, beautiful feeling. And I got to give credit to everyone for all the work that they put into it. It's the 3rd weekend of August every year. And the more that come out and support it and see this area, and yes, the wow when you come down over that hill, it's a beautiful wow.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Pike driving down, we had it. I was just like, wow, and it really is.
There's a lady in Greats Cove, Mrs. Doyle. She's in her 90s and she's still quilting. And she gives a lot of inspiration to a lot of us.
Yeah.
You know, she's done some amazing work over the years, and give a big shout out to her. And to all the other ladies. There's a lot of seniors, ladies in the area that still quilt. Not as much as they used to, but they support us all in our endeavors to continue with the quilting process. Great economic boom to the area too on the weekends when we have these different events. Tourism is one of the things that we have to look at seriously and hard in rural Newfoundland to keep our communities going.
Yeah, and so when you got a quilt fest going on, and you got a bed and breakfast, you got someone doing some pizzas, you got a brewery, you got a beauty salon, you got a bakery. There's like it all starts to really make sense.
It does. It does. And then you've got a whole group of people that work together for the common good.
Yeah.
And you won't find any better than in this area.
Teamwork, community connection.
Teamwork, communication,
Caring about one another.
connectivity, and people from Bay de Verde that have moved come back in the summers to support all these events as well.
Fantastic.
It's been great.
Velda, thanks for this.
Thank you.
I'm glad I sent you the Facebook note, so thank you so much. I'm Adam Walsh. This is The Signal live from Bay de Verde Brewing Company. Yes, the show is out and about on the road again. We were in Old Perlican yesterday. Today, Bay de Verde. And the conversation for this, it's a small business focus, but we're talking about the town, a bit on culture, a bit on history, and now we're going to talk pizza. Folks, introduce yourselves, and then we'll go from there.
I'm Mandy Bursey,
Don Watkins.
All right.
and
so
we're Sliceburg Pizza.
Sliceburg Pizza. First of all, fantastic name. How long have you been running and operating for?
3.5 months.
3.5 months.
Yep.
Okay.
It's been like 6 years in the works, pretty much.
6 years in the works.
8 years, actually.
Eight years growing. 8 years in the works. A few months into the business. How's it looking?
Great.
Yeah.
Really good,
Yeah.
yeah.
The local support is wonderful, but we get visitors from all over the island. And even we've had somebody who planned their vacation home from Alberta And when she got to us, she said, the only thing I wanted to do, that I planned to do, was come to Sliceburg Pizza when I got home.
That's amazing.
So that was pretty flattering.
We get a lot of people from town that come out just to try the pizza.
Right on.
It's a 4-hour round trip. That's impressive.
It's a bit of a trip, bit of a challenge. Well, well, first of all, what makes your pizza special?
Fresh, everything.
Yeah.
Like she came up with the dough and sauce from scratch. Just like perfected it, and we make dough and sauce like every day. Slice our own meats, our own vegetables, like everything is fresh.
Right on.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll do it, right? Like,
And it's the ingredients. Definitely some secret ingredients.
do you want to? It's just me and you. Do you want to tell me?
Her mother doesn't even know the dough and sauce recipe.
Oh my God! No way.
So good luck.
Yeah. So your mom's like, "Can you let me know?" And you're like, "No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not now."
They'll ask, and she'll give them like a container of sauce instead of like telling them how to
So
make it.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. So tell us about the distribution. How's that working? Where's your pizza going?
So, really, our plan was to only serve the public from our own location. And then this past January, Kim from the brewery here, she contacted me and said that they were really interested in having a pizza available here. And if I was interested in coming up with something that would work for them. And they had some time limits, and they wanted it to be preserved enough to be, last a couple weeks. And so I said, yes, sure, I'll take on the challenge. And I spent about 6 weeks developing a pizza for the brewery, and through the jigs and reels, it was something that they were really interested in.
Cool.
And we've been supplying them pretty regularly. And we get actually the second week that they were open here, they called for more pizza, and I came in the door and the place was packed, and it was like, everybody was just like, Mandy, yeah, awesome job, good job, yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
it was
so
like,
good.
oh, this is by minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and the thing is that the brewery pizza is not like our Sliceburg pizza.
Yeah.
This is a brew style pizza, and we do the classic mom and pop shop pizza at our location in Oberlin. So it's 2 different pizzas, but same great taste.
And the partnership with Kim and Reg here has been like key to our success as well. It's been like a huge part of our success.
So then what's a lesson here for folks, this is a provincial show, Newfoundland and Labrador, for folks especially thinking of rural areas and entrepreneurship? Like, what's a lesson that folks could take from either your example or in this area for themselves?
I think that collaborating with as many people as you can is key. Like, don't think that you're in it on your own. I think collaboration works because 2 heads are better than 1. And also it forms your sense of community. Like, you get more community support by showing that you're working with the community.
That's great.
And that was like a huge thing for Mandy, was doing it in a rural place where she grew up. Like, she was born in Oberlin and Cape and Cove. So it was really important to operate out of that area. She wanted to move home, so we did.
Yeah.
And wanted to start, like, we came here in 2016 for our daughter's christening. And on that long drive, we pulled our RV from Grand Prairie to here and back. And we talked about the pizza business. That's when it started. And that's when I came up with the name. And then during COVID, she lost her oil and gas job. So then she started perfecting the pizza and started selling on Marketplace, like so many people were during COVID. Like, so many people were baking and selling and stuff like that. And that's just kind of snowballed from there. And it was like a huge demand in Grand Prairie just on Marketplace for pizza.
I was the GP pizza lady.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
And then we came here again, and we're like the food options are so limited out here, especially like in the fall and winter. And there's no real pizza until you go to like Carbonear or further. And we thought it would just be a really good option for the area.
And so stuff's rolling.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's been great.
It's been rolling for a long time, but now it's actually rolling out the door.
There you go. There you go. Well, congrats on your business. And yeah, so everyone, it's Sliceberg Pizza. Are you on socials if people
Yeah,
want to
we're
find
on
you?
all the socials.
That's another thing. Like, doing this got me on social media.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been into Facebook and stuff, but now we're on like TikTok, Instagram, like, and I'm posting just random videos. And there's like 15,000 views in like 2 days. Like it's crazy how many views we're getting.
That's fantastic.
And it's like spreading all over. And there's a couple TikTok food reviewers that are gonna come out, and like there's influencers that I'm talking with, and it's just crazy. Yeah.
Cool. Well, good luck with the rest of it. Thanks for taking
Thank
time.
you.
And yeah, get back to making your pizza now, because I'm sure I'm taking you away too long from your
Might go
business.
have one here.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Sliceberg Pizza, folks, is on there. And who are we bringing up next? I think I'm looking through. Renee Goss is next on the list for Glass Junkie Designs. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Good.
Welcome to Bay de Verde.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Tell us about your business and yourself.
Actually, I'm the local hairdresser,
Yeah.
keeping everybody pretty.
There you go. I
Actually,
thought everyone was really pretty when I came to
they
town,
are, yeah.
right?
They
That
are
was like when
exceptional.
we came around the turn.
Yeah.
That was the second thing we noticed after, like the beauty of the community and the nature.
Absolutely. And I have a stained glass business,
Mm-hmm.
Glass Junkie Designs. So I got a little studio here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great.
Yeah. What do you find for when it comes to operating a small business in this area? What's it like?
It's all about community support, giving back to your community, piggybacking off one another, because it's such a small community. So of course, when there's one event, try to create another one so everybody prospers from it. So I do hold a lot of classes. So a lot of outsiders that wouldn't normally come here, they come here for a weekend and they'll stay at the B&B. They'll eat here, they'll come here and have drinks, and they'll do glass, and it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What really sings out to you for like examples of community support that you've seen?
Just everybody coming together, and like Bay de Verde weekend, and then the Festival of Quilts.
Yeah.
So we had the Craft Alley. I mean, it just brought so many people here to the community. I mean, the place was on wheels. I mean, there were just people everywhere. Everybody did fantastic. There was quilts going, there was glass going, there was freeze-dried treats. I mean, there was just, everything was here. It was great.
Yeah. When you look at this community and how it's functioning now, and for everything you just said, what do you think about the down the road and the long-term viability? And
You know
plans
what?
for this place?
Bay de Verde is beautiful. I'm not from here. I'm from Dildo. I moved here about 11 years ago, bought a house in Redhead Cove.
Yeah.
I'll never move from here. I love it. It's quiet, it's beautiful. In the summer, it's got so much potential. Hopefully more people will come out and open up their own business. There's a lot of small local people that run little tiny businesses out of their homes, crafting, painting. There's so many people here with so many talents, and they're just hid away. So hopefully with everybody coming together, it'll bring people out and get everything showcased. Yeah.
Thanks. Good luck with everything. now
Thank
with
you
your
so
business.
much.
All right,
Thank
see
you.
Thank you. I'm going to walk over to a couple people sat down because I want to talk about waffles for a second. But all right, first I'm going to Chris Patterson. Give us an intro for this waffle conversation.
Hello, I'm Chris Patterson, or better known by many folks as Aaron's dad. And Aaron is
And an employee of Aaron's.
employee, I guess, although I'm still waiting for that paycheck. So my daughter Erin. So actually, the story began, I guess, 5 or 6 years ago. I've lost track of time. We actually had a place down in Hearts Delight. We now live in Greats Cove, but we had a place down in Hearts Delight. And at the time there was a general store there, and got to know the owners of that, and they were Jesse and Carol Ann. And so we were just made a comment to them saying, hey, there's really no place around here for people to sit and just, have a burger or a hot dog. And they said, yeah. I said, well, what if we set up in your parking lot? Maybe, if Erin came down and we did a little barbecue. And they said, yeah, we'd be up for that. So they were fantastic. They helped, and Aaron was up for it, and we decided we would take the proceeds of that and make a donation to the Newfoundland Labrador Down Syndrome Society. And so we set up shop in the parking lot, and people started coming, and Jesse's brother showed up and he said, there's nowhere for people to sit here. And I said, yeah, you're right. It'd be nice if they could stick around. He shows up in his pickup truck, 15 minutes later with a couple of these picnic tables that you can fold up into benches. And he had 2 or 3 of those that he had built, and he set them up. And all of a sudden, what turned into was just a barbecue to sell burgers and dogs. People are hanging out for the day in the parking lot and chatting. And so anyway, we loved it. Aaron loved it. Kathy and I were the employees, if you will, the 2 chefs, and Aaron was the front person, which was appropriate, as you'll get to see when you chat with her a bit. And so once we came here, so Erin has celiac, so she has to be gluten-free. And in growing up, we would always have sourdough waffles, but we kind of stopped that for a variety of reasons. And finally this year I said, there's got to be a way to do gluten-free sourdough waffles. So I started playing with a sourdough starter with gluten-free flour. Finally got something that was working, and so we started making waffles for ourselves at home, and to be honest, they're pretty good. And so I don't know how the conversation started, but we were talking with Kim and Reg here at the brewery one afternoon. And it's too bad Kim's not here, because as soon as she started talking about waffles, Kim just went off the top. She was like, oh, we could do this, we could do that, this is great. And so anyway, long story short, we decided, let's try it out here. Let's have a little community gathering. We'll make some waffles, and if people want to have waffles and beer or just waffles, whatever they want to do, that's fine. And so we were planning on a little a waffle. What are we calling it? A waffle shop? Waffle shack?
It's Aaron's Waffles.
Aaron's Waffles.
That's great. And
so we were going to do it this weekend, but some things came up that made that a bit of a challenge. So we decided to postpone. So now we're going to do an event here. I think it's the last weekend of October. And we're also doing another event in Greats Cove. We're doing a scanning party with Heritage NL, which is where people come together and bring photos and digitize them and things like that. And so we're going to be serving waffles at that as well. So there'll be a couple opportunities for people in the area to sample Aaron's waffles.
All right, I'll scoot you and talk to Aaron for a second. Let me steal your chair. And Chris, thank you. You helped me with this show today. I just want to say thank you so much for that.
You're very welcome. Glad you're here.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, Adam.
So tell me about what makes your waffles delicious.
Because there's one new thing we're adding in my waffles, and that is bacon.
Bacon.
Yes.
I'm sold. That sounds amazing. And you're still putting syrup on top and stuff?
We do.
Okay. Why? So why bacon?
Well, bacon is a type of meat.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with it.
What is it about the flavor that really does it for you? Like bacon bits in a waffle. Like I can picture this. I think it's delicious. What is it that did it for you?
Well, it's not easy to do.
No.
But, well, when my dad started the battle, we break some, and we put them in the battle.
Okay. That's great. Can I ask you, who's a better worker, your dad or your mom?
Well, I wouldn't compare them, but what I would say is they're the greatest parents I ever had.
Oh, wow. That is an all-star answer. That is such a good answer. And when you sell waffles, how many are you selling?
Like 80.
80. That's a lot. And so the next, it's the Halloween, the next one is coming up in October, right?
Yes, August 16th.
October 16th, is it? Okay.
I think. I don't know.
All right, well, I'm getting a nod from your, when is it, October 16th? Yeah, we got a nod from your dad. So you're feeling ready for it, to make another 80 waffles with bacon?
Well, I do agree with you, Adam. And I also want to invite other people besides this area.
Oh, you know what? This is a provincial show, so you're doing a good job of getting the word out. So
Thank you for having me, Adam.
thank you, Aaron. Cheers. Great interview. See you later.
Have fun, people.
Great job. I think I need to do more waffle conversations on this show. Let me see. I think we've been. Is there anyone else left to talk? Come on up. Come on over. As I look around, step in front of the microphone if you could. Give us an introduction.
I'm Pauline Sutton. I'm owner of Jimmy's Place Bed and Breakfast.
Thanks for popping over.
Yes, we were busy for lunch, so.
Yeah. You're like, I kind of had to work.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about the bed and breakfast.
Bed and Breakfast is doing great. It's been a great summer. The weather has been phenomenal, and as you know, we get good weather. We get lots of people out around enjoying the weather, and of course, you don't want to cook, so we cook for them.
Right on.
Absolutely.
How long have you been in operation for?
This is my 12th year.
12th year.
Yep.
I mean, obviously there's the pandemic bit, but what's the ups and downs been like over 12 years of running the place?
Boy, the biggest thing now, I believe, is getting people to work.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's
tell
the
me about
biggest
that.
thing now, especially in a fast-paced business like a bed and breakfast. And we also have a restaurant down to the B&B, and we work with the brewery here. We send food here to the brewery, so it's a little bit crazy and
It's a lot.
long days, and it's not for everybody.
No.
No.
And finding folks to work now, is that is that a demographic thing, the labor shortage thing we hear about? Like, what do you find it is? Is it a generational thing for work attitudes? What, like, all of it?
Yeah, a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find that the older people, if they could, the 60 pluses,
Yeah.
they would work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're the ones that you can count on, but the younger ones, you know, different.
Yeah.
Weekends off, you know.
Weekends off are really nice.
I know. I know it's just not feasible in a business like ours.
No, of course. No, you're running a bed and breakfast.
Because you have to count on the same 5 or 6 people all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
What do you enjoy about the gig?
People.
Yeah.
People. Yes. It's all about the people. They bring so much.
Yeah.
They bring so much wisdom, joy, like where they're from, just about their life, making sure they got a good meal, you know, hearing them say, that's the best pan fry I ever ate in my life. It doesn't get much better than that.
Enjoy your food. It's just such a
Yeah,
special moment.
it is. It really is. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the most enjoyable part. People. Yeah.
What do you have for the rest of the day now?
I'm hoping you're going to come and have lunch with me.
Yeah. John, I guess we're going to have some lunch before we head back.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah,
we got some fresh cod bites and that on the menu today, fresh cod, so
We'll pop in.
like to come by and have lunch with us.
All right, we'll pop in right after the show, and let me. Couple people. So that's everyone, right? I'm looking around. Everyone spoke to everyone. Mr. Mayor, if you want to come back up for one last word, and then Reg will get you over. And John Pike's looking at me because we've got under 5 minutes left. What's it like listening to everyone talk about the community like this through 55 minutes?
It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic.
There's a certain energy to it, eh?
People are really thinking outside the box, using their imagination, and basically reinventing the local economy.
Yeah.
It's something that we haven't seen. And
it's all new stuff, is what I'm hearing, right? Like,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
within the last 12 years or more. But like, there's a lot of new energy, and folks moving from away with like some kind of a connection here. But folks returning with spouses and setting up businesses. I mean, all of that's really fascinating.
Amidst the obstacles that the rural Newfoundland faces and Bay de Verde faces, it like any other community, you know, there are so many bright spots, and to see that you know, people are being innovative. They're obviously carefully planning their businesses, and from what I'm hearing, it's all been a success.
Yeah.
And I should give a big shout out to that wow vista when you come to the rock cut. You know, it's amazing, and we have a beautiful community. We're very proud of the community. I'm very proud of the community as mayor, and you know, an open invitation to all of your listeners out there today.
Mayor Gerard Murphy, thank you so much for this.
Very welcome.
Reg, one more word if you got 2 seconds, and we'll play for the folks back in St. John's. We'll go out on theme today, given there's only a couple minutes left. What's your favorite beer that you make?
Oh.
Big question. Save the biggest question for the end of the show.
Here's the thing, I don't make the beer, my wife
Oh, sorry, that your
does.
wife makes. I meant the royal you, not you.
I'm a big IPA fan. I really like our IPA.
Yeah, excellent.
Island Pond Ale
Yeah.
for IPA. We named it that because that's the town's water supply, Island Pond.
That's so good.
So that's my favorite. I know Kim's favorite is the Irish Red,
Yeah.
the Barter House Red that we named after the Barter family that built the salt box house that we converted into a brewery.
And you've got little bits and pieces left for the family. Like there's the picture over on the wall of
Yes.
guys out in a boat filled with cod. There's a name over the door. I mean, it's fantastic. Like the little wisps of the family life here. It's such a nice addition.
I'm a big history fan and nostalgia. We've got all kinds of things hanging on the wall here from various places. Some of it belonged to Kim's grandfather. Some of it was donated by the local community, just so we have a piece of Bay de Verde to hang up in here. And that's been wonderful.
Reg, thanks for this.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, everyone. That's it for the show. 2 days out and about, driving to different communities on the road. A no show on Monday. There will be special programming for the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. We'll be back on Tuesday for an October Gardening Day. Thank you for listening. If you've got thoughts on where you want us to go for the show anytime, we try to get around the whole province. It might take time, but we'll try to get to you. Email us, and for any other show thoughts, thesignal@cbc.ca. Thanks again for listening. Cheers.